everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video and just being interested in what I have to say, and welcome to the community as well. You guys are probably wondering like what's with all the accessories. Like I usually do not wear a whole ton in my videos, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys since this is a style related video, personal style at that. I just want to show you guys how I would dress up a very simple basic outfit. Right now I'm wearing just this like all in motion Target brand kind of exercise dress. It's just a black plain exercise type of dress, but I've dressed it up. I've added some jewelry, I've added a little scarf and some cute little glasses. This is how I would dress up this outfit, with some cute shoes and a bag, of course. And so, one second, I'm gonna take this stuff off so I can just be comfortable filming and just one sec. All right, we are back and we are better in terms of comfortability. So, you probably clicked on this video wanting to learn more about personal style, mainly probably because you want to begin your own personal style journey. You want to know what are my tips and advice on how to do that. And you also are probably wondering why personal style makes your entire just overall style better. And we're going to get into that. So, with the uprise of social media, especially TikTok, there are a lot of videos out there regarding personal style, how to have it, how to go about it. But there's so much noise online when it comes to anything, really. It's hard to pay attention and to know exactly what to do. And really, the answer is always up to you. It's always what works best for you when it comes to anything. And so, really take these tips, I would say, with a grain of salt, but also really just listen to what I'm saying and really understand where I'm coming from when I'm saying these tips, because I have found that all of these tips really has helped me in the last year or so really cultivate a personal style. Another thing about personal style is that it's like a never ending journey. Elementary, middle school, and maybe you start to dress yourself, maybe high school, and maybe look back and just see like how your style has evolved, whether you liked your style back then more or you like your style back or you like your style now. Just really see how your style has changed and evolved, because I guarantee you it has, even in the last couple of years, because just like quite frankly, like your lifestyle changes, your interests change, and so with that naturally your style does tend to change as well. So why is it so hard to have a personal style? It's personal. You, as long as you know who you are and what you like, you should be able to cultivate a personal style, right? Well, not exactly. It can be really hard because, again, there's so much noise online when it comes to creating personal style. But not only that, there's just so much noise online when it comes to fashion in general. There's, different aesthetics, there's different um, looks and everything. And there's just always a new trend to hop on and to, yeah, to partake in fashion wise and aesthetic wise. And so it can be hard to figure out like what actually works for you, especially if you have been following trends and other people for so long when it comes to fashion. You might not even know what you like, what works for you in your life and your body type and all of that stuff. Um Another thing is like social media has made it so easy to just consume fashion, because literally every time we turn our heads, we go online, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, we are being promoted something, we are being we are being asked to buy something, and it can be really daunting, especially when these products are super popular and they're trending. You think that you should have them, especially to have a better style, but that's not necessarily true. It can be hard, and I'm speaking from experience because this happens to me all the time. When I'm being promoted a product to buy, I feel like if I get that one product, it would just make my wardrobe complete. It'll make everything just great, and my style will be on point. But that feeling never really goes away. You'll see another thing the next day and feel like you need to get that as well. Social media is just designed in that way to make us want to consume, and just consumerism, trends, and all of that really just pushes the notions that we have to keep buying and buying and buying. But one of the things that I had to really realize is just because something is trending, just because something is very popular, doesn't mean it's for me. It doesn't mean that's going to work for me and my lifestyle and my body type. And one thing I really had to figure out is like, what are the things that do work for me? What do I really like? And that helps me to like really just cut down consuming and all of that stuff. But again, it can be super hard because all of the things that we see online, like the coquette girl aesthetic, the clean girl aesthetic, the mob wife aesthetic, Like they are really cool, and it can be really fun to partake in those things if they are for you and if they work for you. But if they don't, you'll end up buying a lot of clothes, a lot of accessories, a lot of things, and putting them on and not even feeling yourself. So it's really not even worth it to partake in those things if they're not for you.
The 4 items you need in your closet to style the artsy art hoe aesthetic. Let's get into it. Carried over from the Tumblr days, this aesthetic features a lot of bright tops or sweaters like these. Try baggy jeans or shorts, especially rolled up like this, artsy.
Another thing that's tied in with this that I feel like we all feel across this a lot of things is fear of missing out. So like the fear of missing out of being this cool girl that has all the cool clothes, right? So we want to get all the new things, get all the trending items and wear them because we want to seem cool. We don't want to seem like we're missing out on anything. This is a total natural thing that I feel like everyone experiences, young and old, and it can be really hard online when you're consuming a lot of things online. That fear of missing out comes up a lot, and it makes you want to buy things for sure. I've been there, absolutely. Let's get into like what is personal style, how do I define it, all of that. So how I define it is how you put pieces together to make a whole look your own. I'm gonna say it again. How you put pieces together to make an entire look your own. The reason why I say how you put pieces together to make it your own is because you can have some trendy pieces that are very popular right now. You can have, some certain pieces that are maybe more popular. You can have some pieces that are maybe not. And it's just the way that you curate them and put them together in the, the final product. That's what makes it your personal style. So a good example could be like a white button down. I have a white button down. I don't wear it a lot, but I do sometimes like to wear it. I've seen a lot of just basic pictures of women just wearing a white button down and some jeans, and that's it. But I made it in my own way. I wore some jean shorts with it. I added a belt and some necklaces, and I buttoned it down a little bit. So that's just a little example of making something your own and making one piece or multiple pieces put together your own style, if that makes sense. It is an ever going journey, especially when you are taking your time to really only buy pieces that you really, really like and that really, really work for you. It takes a while. And a lot of people don't like to hear that curating your personal style takes a while. It takes a while because if you're really being picky, and not even picky, honestly, if you're really just holding back from buying things until you know either it's the right time, or if you know that something is really, really for you and it'll be a great just addition to your wardrobe, usually that takes time to come across those pieces that we are absolutely just in love with, that are just so perfect. And on top of that, when building your personal style, you do want to have pieces that are of good quality. They don't have to be the highest quality, they don't have to be super, super expensive. But I would not recommend building your personal style off of Shein, off of Fashion Nova, anything like that, any fast fashion. I wouldn't recommend that. Um, and so yeah, when it comes to building your personal style, it takes a while. It is a journey. And in middle of that journey, you never know, maybe your personal style changes and in a way you have to start over again. The thing is in our society, we are in love with instant gratification. We want to we want to go online and be able to buy an entire wardrobe that fits our personal style perfectly, and boom, it's at our doorstep in 2 to 3 days. But let me tell you, building a wardrobe that represents your absolute personal style really, really does take a long time, because it does take a while to come across those pieces that you really, really like. So, over the course of this past year, I've really reduced my consumption of fast fashion, and I've really just been buying things when I absolutely know I love them and when I know that they're a great addition to my wardrobe. And with that, that means I really only am buying pieces, maybe one piece a month. And that's just kind of broad. It's sometimes more, sometimes less, but you get the gist. And before, like previous to this whole journey that I'm on with personal style and reducing my consumption of fast fashion, previously I would go and buy 5, 6 outfits and accessories off of Shein and off of Fashion Nova, and would only really end up liking 2 to 3 pieces, 2 to 3 accessories from that whole bulk order. And I just really realized that, like, The quality is trash. Some of the designs are trash. Like, why do I continue to buy from fast fashion and gamble with my money? Like, literally. And some of the pieces don't even last. You wash them one time and they're done. And so I really had to recognize it's not about completely cutting out fast fashion, because I do sometimes still shop at these sites, but it's about realizing that, like, if I keep buying majority of my wardrobe from these places, I'm never going to create a wardrobe that fits my personal style, because these pieces are going to be deteriorated before I can even get there. It doesn't fit correctly, the stitching is off, all of that stuff. Understand that instant gratification is not your friend. We need to be rid of that in our society. It's very prevalent. I'm, prone to instant gratification as well. It's just all over the place. So, I wanted to give you guys some background before I get into the tips on how to better build your personal style. I want to give you guys a bit of a background of my personal style journey and evolution. So, let's go back to when I started dressing myself. That was probably, I want to say, my mom was nice enough to let me start dressing myself. I say nice enough, lol. I don't know why she did this. I was probably like 8, 9 is when she started letting me dress myself. If I find some pictures, I'll put them up on the screen. At this time, I was really into shake it up and that type of vibe. So like freaking skirts and leggings, high top Converse, that whole vibe was my vibe. Now the next style that I remember that I really got into was like 8th and ninth grade. I was really into, like, not emo, but like it was like this like rock star vibe, but not like rock star. It was like more so like, if you guys know, during the time of like 2017, 2018, I'll leave some pictures on the screen of the inspiration. That's kind of where that went. And then moving into, I want to say, like junior, senior year of high school, I'll leave some inspiration on the screen. I'll leave some pictures of the screen of what I was wearing during this time. And then moving into freshman year of college, I'll leave you guys some pics. So as you can see, style has really, really changed. My taste has really, really changed. As you can see through the pics of my outfits and the pics, these are pics derived straight from my Pinterest board at the times that I'm referencing. So you can really see what I'm really talking about. And as you can see, my style has really changed drastically from even from the beginning of high school till now, which is totally understandable because my lifestyle is completely different. So that makes a lot of sense. Now, I'm going to put some pictures on the screen of when I was really, really consuming a lot of fast fashion. This was like 2020 time. As you guys know, like it was a scary time. As you can see, like I'm wearing some very, very trendy looks, very, very trendy pieces, and my style does not look personally curated at all. Like it looks very common of the times. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to explain, but I think you guys know what I mean. As I'm going through these tips, think about how your style has evolved and all of that. So let's get into these tips, why don't we? Tip number 1 is stop trying to recreate looks online to a T. Now, I was watching this one video from this one creator, I'll leave her on the screen, I forgot her name, and she said that you may just like a fit because you think someone is pretty or attractive. You might not actually like the fit itself. And in this video, she recommended that you cut off. So you might take the image, screenshot it or save it, and then cut off the person's head and just look at the outfit itself. Maybe maybe even visualize your face on that outfit, or maybe even edit your face on the outfit if you feel like it. And then think about if you like the outfit actually. Because like psychologically, we're drawn to people that we find attractive. And so if we find someone attractive, we might like the outfit more than we actually would if it was someone that we didn't find attractive. So that was actually interesting for me to find out, because I didn't even realize that when going on Pinterest and scrolling and saving outfits. I didn't recognize that I might just be saving outfits only because I think someone is cute. So keep that in mind when you're online browsing for outfits, outfit inspo, all of that stuff. Now, when I say not following an outfit to a T, you have to recognize that you might like an outfit, but some elements in that outfit might not work for you. So, for example, for me, I really love very baggy, like sweat outfits, but I recognize that very baggy sweat outfits literally swallow me and I look like a big blob. So, in order for that to work, I can do some loose bottoms and a tighter sweater. That's how that would work for me. Another example is I really love button up shirts, but if they're too big and too oversized, again, I look just like a big blob. So, I really need it to be fitted and tailored to my body in order to wear something like that. So, if I were to see an outfit with a button up, maybe that the person is wearing a bigger button up, I would maybe recreate the outfit to look best with a fitted button up. That's what I mean when not creating an outfit to a T. Or another example could be if you maybe see an outfit of a girl, it's a beautiful outfit, but she's wearing ballet flats and you're not a ballet flat girly. Well, think about what shoes you can swap out for those ballet flats and still make the outfit look good and work for you. On to tip number two. Tip number two is to reduce your consumption of fast fashion. Now, I know y'all seen it coming with what I was talking about earlier, but yes, I really, really do mean that. One thing is that a lot of fast fashion brands, a lot of them are designing clothes that are very trendy at the moment. And so, if you're always buying from these fast fashion retailers, you're more likely than not, going to be wearing very just trendy outfits that are not going to stand the test of time, that are not going to look timeless. And those are things that you, for the most part, want to stay away from. I'm not going to say don't buy any trendy outfit or any trendy pieces or accessories, because I definitely think you can, but don't make that the bulk of your wardrobe. Make that just a very small fraction of your wardrobe, so that most of your pieces can stand the test of time and be timeless, and you can keep them for a very long time. Other thing with fast fashion is that it is very cheap and very accessible, but the quality is just not there. So again, they're not going to stand the test of time. You may wash them once and they may fall apart, leading to it being just very difficult for you to build your own personal style wardrobe. So reducing your consumption of fast fashion, and I say reduce, don't quit, because I feel like, there's been videos made of people saying like you need to quit all your consumption of fast fashion. Well, let's be real, like sometimes that's all we can afford. And if we're being honest, like higher quality means more money, and a lot of us just don't have the money for that, especially with inflation and everything going on right now. So don't feel bad if you still have to shop from fast fashion retailers. Just reduce it, slow down, really be mindful of what you're buying, really think to yourself, is this piece worth it to buy? Am I gonna wear it enough? Am I gonna get the use out of it? Does it fit my wardrobe? All that stuff. Now, tip number three is to reduce your consumption of fashion content. So it may seem weird, right? Especially, if you're watching this video, you're probably someone that's really into fashion. I'm really into fashion. I love watching videos and content about fashion, but it can become harmful. It really can become harmful, because if you're continuing to watch it, you are looking at other people's personal style. You're looking at what other people are liking. And then if you continue to consume that, you will slowly, subconsciously gravitate towards those styles that may not even be your style. Another thing is that a lot of fashion content has rules per se in them. They give you tips and advice on how to look better. But personal style is personal style, and fashion really technically doesn't have any rules. So if you're consuming this content, you may get stuck in a box and feel like you can't really do what you want to do because you're consuming this content that's telling you not to do things. So be careful of that. Also, just be careful of good old consumerism. If you're watching fashion content, more likely than not, they're trying to sell you something. And so it can be just really easy to get stuck in that hole and to feel like you got to buy every new thing that comes your way on the screen. So be very mindful about that. I'm always going to consume fashion content, but I also am very mindful about it. I'm also very mindful of the particular fashion creators that I'm watching, if that makes sense. On to tip number three. Tip number three is to think about the architecture and the interior design that you're drawn to and that really speaks to you and that you really like. If you have your own home, think about what your home looks like. What are the elements that make your home as far as interior design? Now, I say this because a lot of the times, more often than not, the type of architecture and the type of interior home design that we're interested in and that we like is often very similar to the type of style, fashion style that we're into. And so really just take the time to think about, like, if you've traveled lately, or if you, even if you haven't traveled, think about online, are there certain landscapes or sceneries or buildings that you really really love the look of? Is there certain home setups that you really really like? Are there certain colors, textures, metals in your home that you really really love? Think about those things, and then think about how those things might relate to your personal style. And be careful with this, because a lot of the times, like, we might think our personal style is like how we're dressing now, but then we don't realize that how we're dressing now is really not how we want to dress. So think about how you want to dress, and then think about how architecture and interior design may relate to that level of personal style that you're trying to aspire to get to. And now, what ties in with this is to think about your style types in very broad terms. Now, I'm going to reach to my style therapy book written by Laura Messiah. I don't know if I'm saying her last name right, but she is a personal stylist, I believe, based in LA. She has a YouTube channel. You can look her up. Her name is right here. And she teaches women, number one, right now, what she does is she teaches women how to have their own personal styling business. But previous to this, she was a personal stylist, and she helped women find their personal style and to build their dream wardrobe. And so I bought her book, Style Therapy, which really just walks you through everything you need to do to build your personal style. So I'm just open up here, and she has different style types listed in here. And so I want to be very, very broad with this, because you don't have to fit under, number one, you don't have to fit under one style type. You can have multiple style types. And number two, maybe your style type is not in here and you just need to create your own, and that's okay. So I'm just going to read off a couple. Polished and professional is a style type. The style persona is assertive, powerful, and commanding. The next is a minimalist style type. The style persona is bold and no fuss. The next style type is perfectly preppy. The style persona is whimsical, energetic, and fun. And I'm just share one more. Street style chic. Style persona is adventurous, flamboyant, and showy. So obviously, you do not need to purchase this book in order to know your style type. Literally, just go online and look up style types, and I'm sure there's some sort of list out there that you can refer to. And again, you don't have to follow this to a T. This is just a guideline. This is just a starting point for you to understand what is your broad, overarching style type, right? So after you have that in mind, think about your lifestyle. What are you doing, you know, 5 to 6 days out of the week? What is your main bulk of your life like? What do you do? Are you always on the go? Are you always working out? Are you very sedentary in your job? Think about what your lifestyle is like and what you do on a day to day basis, and how that might relate to what you should wear and how you can be the most stylish and the most comfortable in your day to day. Lastly, think about your body type and what you feel good in. And this takes, really, all of these things are going to take a little bit of research, a little bit of learning, but especially this one, you might not know your body type. And so you might have to go online and maybe just look up what your body type is to get a broad understanding of that. And usually, you might find that on your body type, certain silhouettes look best. And so if you start to just kind of pick out what things look best on you, what things you feel the best in, is really going to help you narrow down the list of things that you should and should not buy when it comes to buying for your wardrobe. Another thing is, I really want to emphasize getting things that you feel good in, because it can look really, really good on you. Trust me, it can look really, really dang good on you, but you might not feel the best in it. Maybe you feel too revealed, or maybe you feel too, closed in. So really take the time to think about what you feel good in, what works for your body, what works for your lifestyle in your day-to-day life, and what is your overall style type. So after thinking about all of these three things and really considering all three elements, you're going to be able to start to create your wardrobe, and you're going to be able to like create a list of certain silhouettes, certain pieces and accessories that really work for you. And once you get just more mindful and more knowledgeable about what works for you and what doesn't, you'll when you go shopping, you'll be able to like pick out what works for you and what doesn't, and that just makes shopping so much easier instead of like buying things just because it's cute, but you don't know if it's really gonna work. You'll gain this skill of being able to admire something, but also being able to understand that it's not for you. That is all my personal style tips that I have for you guys today. If you guys want to see more style videos on my channel, just let me know. This is actually the first style video I've posted in a very, very long time. So just let me know what you guys think in my comments on Instagram. Whatever works for you. Also, if you guys not have checked out my previous podcast episode, it's all about my honest advice and opinions on how to level up in life. And it's a good watch, so highly recommend. Once this video is uploaded on my channel, a week from today, I'll have another podcast episode uploaded. No idea what that topic will be yet. We'll figure that out and I'll let you guys know. Anyways, I love you guys. Bye. I was counting up on a private flight. All this chrome